It's a good beat. So happy Wednesday. This is the 28th episode of season 2 of the Be Your Own Hero show. I'm your host. I'm Sekouwrites. Hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. In other words, helping others helps you. It's a reciprocal action. Try it. You'll definitely like it. And I am a professional creative and the creator of what is now known as the Hero Ministry, which is a lot of different things coming together to uplift and inspire the unhoused. So, quick disclaimer, I am not a certified personal trainer, nor am I a licensed financial advisor. So do your own research, do your own homework. Just know that I am trying to share, I am sharing what I've learned, what I'm learning, and what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me, in hopes that it will be of value to you. Okay, so shout out to the New Thought Media Network for giving me this space to talk about my journey of being my own hero. There's the website, ntmedia.org. You can make a donation there. You can also check out the other programming. Speaking of which, right after this at 10:15 is prayer time. And then right after that at 10:30 is Sip with Rev Melissa. Sidebar. New Thought Media Network reached out to me yesterday to say that my show might need to be longer. It might need to be a half hour. So if you agree, put that in the comments. If you feel like I need a little more elbow room, let me know. That was an amazing conversation to have, just because I remember when it felt like 15 minutes was so much time. How am I going to fill 15 minutes? And now, as you see, if you've been watching the show, I routinely run out of time. But anyway, if you want to see it go longer than 15 minutes, then drop it in the chat. I'll share it with the people. Okay, so let's get into it. Hero Ministry news up front, because we got a lot to talk about there. Shout out to the people, to the heroes in the chat that are live and chatting. Shout out to Tim, Nan, Margaretta, Rev Mel's mom. People are shouting out about the time already. All right, I appreciate it. All right, I appreciate it. I will share that with the people, and we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll have a half-hour show. We'll talk even more about money. So all that said, Hero Ministry news. Today is day 156 of me running every day since the first day of June. Those of you that have been following along know that this started as a birthday challenge for myself, and it has evolved into a hero charity run. It is part of the Hero Ministry. I am donating 100% of the proceeds to 8 different nonprofits in 4 different cities across the nation, and I'm nearing the finish line. I've only got 100 miles to go. And yes, I just heard myself say only 100 miles, because I remember at the beginning when I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get to 100 miles? And now, by progressively challenging my mindset, now I feel like, yeah, I've only got 100 miles to go. I've got 400 miles behind me. I only got 100 miles to go to get to my goal of 500 miles. So that's just mindset. That's about tweaking your mindset every day to get to a new mindset. Anyway, that's that. And I want to also get to my goal of $5,000. Shout out to Lindsay. Lindsay made a donation recently. I didn't notice, because there's a little bit of a lag between when you make the donations out there and when I get the notification. But shout out to Lindsay, part of the Congregation of Joy, for making a donation. I appreciate that. First Baptist Church Capitol Hill is saying that they're going to make a donation. That would be really exciting, because that's very much full circle. First Baptist Church Capitol Hill in Nashville is the place where I first volunteered with the unhoused. And that really spawned this whole movement, this whole Hero Ministry movement. So it'd be a great full circle thing for them to donate to this charity run. That said, they are also donating directly to at least 2 of the nonprofits of my 8. They're donating directly to Project Love Strong. Yes, Project Love Strong for the second time. They made a donation last year. Matter of fact, they gave Project Love Strong the biggest donation that Project Love Strong had ever received last year. So they're making another donation this year, and they're also donating to In God's Hand, which is another one of the 8 nonprofits that I'm donating to through the Hero Charity Run. So I'm grateful for this expansion. Okay, so I want to do a couple quick backpack drop stories from this morning quickly before I get to the money, because they were really good. First of all, every day is different in terms of the run. people always assume that it's easy for me. Yeah, not so much. And even if it was easy yesterday, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy today. So today I was moving slow, very slow today. And that gave me the opportunity to see some more things, notice some more people. And I saw this guy, he was looking in a trash can like he was about to start digging into it. And I got to him and I said, "Hey, do you want some tuna?" Because someone out there has sent me some tuna packets that are on my Amazon wish list. So those are now in my backpack. I went out with those today. And so I asked him if he wanted some tuna. And he said the strangest thing. He said, "Yeah, you know where I sleep." And I was like, "What?" I didn't say what, but that's how I was thinking. I was like, "What?" And then I realized, yeah, I know this guy because I see him on one of my run routes and I always acknowledge him. I give a head nod or a wave or something. And obviously he's noticed me. And so he saw me wearing my usual hero shirt. He was like, "Yeah, you know where I sleep. Just drop it off where I sleep. I'll get it later." I thought that was so cool because he knows my run route. He knows I'm going to run past where he sleeps and that I can just drop it off there. So it was great to realize that he recognized me and for me to recognize that I recognize him. So I did. I kept on running and I got to the place where he sleeps and I put some tuna packets down. I thought that was very cool. It was a very fulfilling moment for me. And then I ran into another person. There's this park, one of many parks that I run around where they play soccer. And I used the restroom there. They have a public restroom. And I ran into this guy there coming out. We came out at the same time. And I asked him if he needed a sweater. It's really cold today here in New York. It's really cold. So I asked him if he needed a sweater. And we kind of went back and forth. He kind of knee-jerk said no. And then later he was like, "Well, are you selling it?" I was like, "No." "You need one?" And he was like, "Don't you need it?" And so we kind of had this whole interaction. I was like, "No, no, no. No, I'm just saying, do you need a sweater?" He was like, "Yeah, if you don't need it." And so I gave him the sweater. And then he kind of like felt bad. He was like, you sure you don't need it? You don't want me to give it back to you?" I was like, "No, no, this is what I'm doing." And he was like, "Well, why?" And I said, "I'm just trying to be a good human being." That's what came out. And he was like, "Okay. All right, well, yeah, I need the sweater. I appreciate it." And he took the sweater and he went about his way. And then even later, when I was still running, he felt bad again and came back. He was like, "I can give it back to you." And I was like, "No, no, no, it's for you. I promise it's for you. I'm good. I don't need it. It's for you." So two really good, really fulfilling run stories that lifted my spirit on a day when I was struggling out there in terms of the run. And by the way, that's why I run outdoors, why I don't run indoors, because I am reminding myself every day that I run outdoors that there are people who do not have a choice to go inside. They are out there in the elements and they don't have the option of going inside and getting out of the elements. And so even on really cold days like today, I get out there and I run in the inclement weather, whether it's just cold or it's raining or it's thundering or whatever. That's why. Okay, so that was very fulfilling. Good hero ministry day. Okay, so all that said, oh, and there's still more news. There's still more news. Okay, last thing is Jacinta, my hero ministry team, hero ambassador. Yeah, my hero ambassador in Louisville, Kentucky, just placed an order for 16 hero hoodies that she's going to distribute there in Louisville. And I say it that way because she wants the bonus hoodies sent to her, as opposed to me holding them and going out on runs, backpack drops, or giving them to nonprofits. She's going to take the bonus hoodies and herself distribute them, which is amazing. And so now I have to create like a kind of hierarchy of how to interact with hero hoodies, because that is like a double. Like not only are you getting the second bonus items for free, but also you're choosing to distribute them yourself. That's beyond. So shout out to Jacinta for doing that work. Very exciting stuff. Okay, so now let's get into the show and talk about spiritual prosperity. All right, so I want to get back to this affirmation that I've been working with, and I want all of us to kind of get this dialed in. So here's the affirmation. I am so happy and grateful to be a multimillionaire in every area of my life. One more time, I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. So just a reminder that as you say happy and grateful, you want to try to feel happy and feel grateful, and that is what's going to lock it into your subconscious. All right, so yesterday I was talking about bricks, and I just want to do that again because my philosophy, if you will, is that we are building the wall of financial security brick by brick. So brick number one is the garden money brick. Garden money meaning you plant that money in that garden, just let it grow and leave it alone. And that for me is index funds. That's your first brick, index funds. I've recommended the S&P 500, but there are many index funds out there. Get you an index fund brick. You don't have to buy the whole brick. You can buy fractional shares, but I feel like that's the first brick. Brick two is the growth money brick. That's growth stocks, stocks that use their dividends to build the company bigger and faster so they don't pay dividends. They keep that money to build themselves up, which means generally they grow faster. So you want a garden money, I'm sorry, not a garden, a growth money brick. Now, as you know, if you've been watching the show, I have invested in FANG, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, right? Individually. And I think I'm going to switch on that. I think I am going to move to an ETF that includes those properties, those stocks within the ETF. Because the more I play around in the stock world, the more I understand that the real move is having multiple shares. Like having a full share is good, but having multiple shares exponentially increases your return. So you get paid dividends, for example, based on how many shares of a stock you have. So per share, you get a certain amount. So I told you that I got almost $1.50 for my one share of the S&P 500. But it occurs to me if I had multiple shares of that, not only would I get the growth from it containing FANG within the index fund, but also I'd get a bigger dividend kickback for having multiple shares. So in terms of my growth money brick, I think I'm going to convert my individual stock purchases of FANG into an ETF. All right, let me stop talking about that. We'll circle back because I wanted to finish talking about REITs. REITs are real estate investment trusts. And this is a different brick. And that's for exposure to a different asset class, which is real estate. So they are required to disperse 90% of their revenue to investors, which is amazing for us investors. They can pay dividends often per month, and it's a low cost to buy in. Yesterday, I was talking about LTC, and I just want to read this. LTC Properties manages a portfolio of senior housing and long-term care facilities, including skilled nursing, assisted living, independent living, etc. They own 159 properties. So doesn't that change your thinking about assisted living properties to know that they're publicly traded, that individuals like us can make determinations about what happens in those facilities, even if we've never met the people who are there? That's mind-blowing to me. That's like peeking behind the curtain. If you're thinking about going into a facility like that, knowing that that facility could be publicly traded to investors all over the world who have never met you, like that's a different way to think about it, isn't it? So I want to talk a little bit more about REITs because there's that exposure to a different asset class, and then move back to cryptocurrency, which again is a different asset class. So those are the two external asset classes I want to talk about for now: real estate and cryptocurrency. And we're out of time, so we're going to start doing that tomorrow. And yes, maybe I need more time. So anyway, tune in tomorrow for the next episode of Be Your Own Hero Show. Stay tuned for prayer time. Stay tuned for Sit with Rev Melissa. And keep doing. Be a hero. Be your own hero. And remember that now, right now, is better than perfect. And I'll see you later.